We've got another maintenance job on the farm, and this time it's on our Massey Ferguson 2720 tractor, which is 1983, and it's about 150 horsepower. It's got a Perkins 6354 turbo and intercooled on it. And what the problem was, I noticed that the bearing on the drive shaft to the front axle was loose. This is the shaft that drives the front axle, and this is the bearing, which I noticed was loose, and it's just loose on the shaft. There's a bit of play in the bearing. Now I've jacked the tractor up, supported it under the sump, and taken the front wheels off. I've got to remove the axle because after taking the shaft off, we noticed that there's a lot of play in this shaft on the shaft that goes into the diff on the front axle. It's about 5 or 6 mil play there. It's not supposed to be any play. So that shaft is against his opinion. There's taper roller bearings on there, so they need replacing. And so I jacked it up to get the axle off, and I took the wheels off yesterday. Then I noticed when I turn this wheel, there's a distinctive clunking sound compared to the other side. So I've got to take to get the diff out, you've got to take the half shafts out. So the next job I'm going to do is take the tie rod off, and this is not going to be as easy as a John Deere because they've been on this since 1923 and the nuts are very rusty, but it's got to come off because I can't dismantle these bearings and get this off and pull the half shaft out with the tie rod on there. So that's the next thing to do. I managed to get both nuts of the ball joints undone. The split pin was a little tricky. I find the best way to get a stiff split pin out is to select one end, which is the most accessible, and wiggle it about so it snaps off level with the edge of the bolt, and then get a punch the same size as the split pin and punch it out. So if that doesn't work, just wiggle both ends about and then undo the nut. But the nut will probably be stiffer to undo, but I managed to get it out by just punching through from one side. So now I've got to break the ball joints. I've now managed to break the taper on the ball joints, and this side had a split rubber, so I wasn't too worried about it. So I picked this, I tried puller. I couldn't use a puller because this is different thicknesses and the puller wouldn't stay straight, couldn't hook it on. So I've got this fork under there, a couple of big taps with a club hammer, and it popped out. On this side it had a good rubber. I didn't want to wreck the rubber, so I put a temporary jack under the arm, support the arm, punch on top, a couple of taps of club hammer, and that popped out as well. This job on the 2720 front axle is expanding by the minute, because now I've got this gap here and I can see the UJs are loose. If you can see the UJs are loose there, so I need new UJs. Next job is to take this hub off. I've now got the end of the reduction hub, and it just all comes off in one piece. These are the planet gears, I believe, and that is the sun gear. That is the sun gear, and that's the I forget what that one was called, that other one. Anyway, that came off fairly easy. I was expecting a gasket there, but there doesn't seem to be a gasket. So, but there's evidence of gasket sealant. So that, I think it's probably been off before then. Maybe it's on its second UJs. Well, now I've taken the circlips off and taken this sun gear off. I'll just put it in there for safekeeping. It's held in place with a circlip here and a circlip there, and that goes around. When that shaft turns, these outer planets turn. I think this is called the annular gear, and then that turns that, gears that down. Well, now I've got the outer hub, reduction hub off, completely off now. There's a big taper roller bearing which goes in there, and there's another one the other side. So the front wheel revolves around on them. I put the annular gear back on the planetary gears, just for safekeeping, so it keeps it all neat. And I think the next thing I've got to do is take this seal out here. I think I can get that out somehow. I've just managed to pull this seal out the axle. It's one of the main seals, and I did it with my puller with an extension on it, and I had to do it. I got it moving in one place, and I turned it down 90 degrees, and then it popped out quite easy. I've just taken the bottom cap off, and what I've done, I've marked each one. So I've got top right, bottom right, because you're not supposed to swap them from top to bottom, apparently. This side was quite stiff, so but the other side's loose. So see how we go. Anyway, I'm going to take this one off, put my jacking trolley underneath, take this one off, and this should all pull off. I think this is just on the spline here. This is the actual half shaft. I've now got their housing off. There's a seal which goes in here, each one, and I've destroyed that one, so I hope I can still get them. And this is the half shaft, and you can see it didn't have much longer to go, did it really? So I've got to do the UJs, and this is inside the housing. I just picked out the newspaper there, stop dirt going in there, and this is a seal here. I'd quite like to get that out actually. I've now pulled the half shaft out, and it's held in by this little screw in here. Someone's been at it before, because that's supposed to have a point on it, and the points goes into this groove here and holds it in. So there's an O-ring there, and there's a seal in here. So new UJs, here we come. What are we doing here? I'm pulling the seal out, one of the oil seals out of the housing, which has come off the front of the tractor, and I've drilled 3 holes into the seals. I put 3 self-tapping screws in with a couple of old bearing housing, and a bit of scrap metal across here with some 10mm stud. I've drilled the holes, got in there with this, like a mini chuck with a 1/4 inch drive extension, and I got in there, drilled 3 holes carefully, put 3 screws in, and either 2 things are going to happen now. It's either going to pull the screws out, or it's going to pull the seal out. Let's see what happens. And there we have it, seal has been removed. I've now just lowered the axle down. Basically I slackened the front bolts off, moved it slightly forward to get access to the two front bolts of the back support, and then moved it back a little bit and let it down on, I got a jack-in trolley, and then I tried to pull it out, and these rubber stops wouldn't come past the weight frame, so I thought fair enough, I'll take the rubber stops off, undid the rubber stop and broke the bolt off. Anyway, I'm back at the vise, and what I'm doing now, I'm pulling the bearings off the pinion, because the pinion was very slack. I could have probably just shimmed it up and bodged it, but I thought I'm going to put new bearings on it. And I've got the this is a small bearing that comes off the end here. I pulled that off. I couldn't get inside it. This one I can't get the puller on the shoulder there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the race off to start with. What will happen is I tighten the puller up, it just pull the race off and all the rollers will drop off, and then I'll be able to get my puller on the bearing properly. Anyway, I've got the cage or race, whatever you want to call it, off. Destroyed that basically. I think some people grind through them with an angle grinder to get them off. So I'm now left with the is it called the bearing hub? I'm not up to scratch on the bearing terminology, and I've got to get that off now. So I've got this bearing splitter clamped it up tight on there, got the puller on there. Well, will it come? The one on the other end, the little one on the other end was tight, so I'm going to see what happens, and I'm going to need two hands for this. Anyway, I've tightened the puller up. I tightened it up more as tight as I could do it, and it suddenly went pop, and it popped up a little bit, so it's coming off now. So just about got away with that one. Right now I've got both bearings off the pinion. The big one went there and the small one went there, and now I'm going to take the bearings into my bearing supply and get some bearings. And the pinion isn't perfect, far from perfect, but you can't buy them anymore, so either stick with it or make the tractor a two-wheel drive. I'm just looking at the pivots for the front axle, and this is the front pivot. I think that's called a gravestone bracket, and this is the bush that was out of there. That's not a standard size bush. Someone's made that up. I had to get someone else to pull it out for me because I didn't have a way of getting it out, and basically I'm going to take this somewhere to get a new bush made up for that one, because that's slightly undersized. And this is the real one. This has two wrapped, what they call wrapped bronze bushes in it, which go in like that. I can get these, but this the male bit here is worn, and this I'd like to buy a new one of these, but this is not attainable anymore, and I've tried getting one from a breakers, but they're just as worn as what mine is. So I think I'm going to run some weld around there and then grind it off the best I can, so it's fairly tight in there. That's it for the 2720 maintenance video, and part 2 will be along in the not too distant future. If you like the video, please click the like button, and don't forget to also hit the subscribe button. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.